Welcome to Extreme Ag's Cutting the Curve podcast, where real farmers share real insights and real results to help you improve your farming operation. And now, here's your host, Damian Mason.
3.5 bales of cotton per acre on a $50 budget for foliar nutrition. That's the Economic Fertility Challenge that the guys with XtremeAg embarked upon with our friends at AgroLiquid. It was done at Matt Miles' farm. He's the only cotton producer in our group, but each of our guys, well, several of our guys, teamed up with a representative from AgroLiquid to put together their prescription. We want to tell you how it's going and what we think you can learn from it. Even if you don't produce cotton, this is always valuable because we are headed into a situation and are in a situation with low commodity prices, and you really need to look at your nutritional expenditures. What are you doing out there for plant nutrition, and how can you make every bang for your buck possible? That's what we're talking about. Matt Miles, you hosted this, you did this. What do you think?
Well, you know, coming off of last year, when these northern guys come down here in my own backyard and beat me in the corn challenge, you know, I kind of had mixed emotions about that. Should they beat me in a corn challenge? Yes, probably so, because I've been growing corn when I was a baby. But should they beat me in my own backyard on a corn challenge when I'm supposed to know my soil? Maybe not. So I was behind the 8 ball with this thing from the beginning. Cotton is kind of where I came from, so I'm a little more confident this year than I was last year.
All right, so Kevin Matthews, Kelly Garrett, the two XtremeAg guys that also did a experiment with you, and they teamed up with people from AgroLiquid, experts as they were, Gabe Saxon and Stephanie Zelinko, and one other. We've got them here. Stephanie, this is kind of a cool thing that you do, Economic Fertility Challenge. You've done on corn, soybeans, cotton, wheat, and we're tracking all this spend. And obviously, it's a time when economically we're talking about how can we cut back on fertility spend and put it right place, right time when it needs to be there, and also environmentally. I think that the timing of this kind of thing is absolutely perfect because of where we are with the economics and the environmental pressure, using fertility throughout the season. We talk about spoon feeding, all that kind of stuff. Is that what these folks did? Is that what the prescriptions looked like?
They did, and everybody took a little different approach to how they addressed it. So, you know, Matt and his home team, you know, they know what they're doing. You know, we had 2 guys that are in cotton growing areas that knew how to divide it up. They came up with 2 fertility programs and alternated them. We did a total of 4 applications. So they did 1 treatment on application 1 and 3 and something different on 2 and 4, where Kelly was teamed up with me. We just made 1 mix and said, split it up 4 times and put it out there. Where Kevin's team came up with the same mix, but they want to go a little bit heavier each application. So they said, okay, split it in half, do it at the first timing and at the third timing, and that's it. So everyone took the spoon feed approach a little bit differently, and they took what they're putting out as far as nutrients a little bit differently. So it's going to be interesting to see because there's a lot of variables to know which one was the right approach.
Kevin, have you ever grown cotton?
Nope.
So you feel like this is the best way to do it? Have Matt do it, and you just send him a text with what the prescription's supposed to be?
Well, I thought when I went to his field day, I had this deal worked out. I pulled a scout to the side and that made the decisions when stuff was going to be applied. Offer a little bit of extra incentive under the table to make sure that mine got applied correctly. And, you know, if there's one of those got left out, it wasn't no big deal. It just accidents happen. But anyhow, that didn't go over good. Matt pays her too well. She's pretty loyal. But anyhow, we tried. But, you know, one thing we looked at, Damian, was in this environment, we only had, what do we have, $50 to spend on this, I believe.
Yeah, $50 an acre.
And, you know, we got, I think, within a penny of spending that $50. We tried to get every penny of it we could get. But also, the reason for the 2 trips over to 3 was looking at the economics of it. Can we do it? It's a good way to learn from Matt. Can we do this with 2 trips and cut out a spraying cost possibly? Or is it going to take 3, and is 3 going to be more of a normal? And, you know, if I'm not going to grow cotton in the future. Matt is. If there's something that we can throw in there, looking at a different angle, can this give Matt an edge to maybe cut the cost $10 or $15 acre, or $5 acre? I don't know. It was a challenge. It was really odd for me. It was out of my area of. It was very not a normal situation for me, but enjoyed the challenge. So it's going to be interesting to see how it looks. But Matt and them had some pretty good cotton this year. I know you had some 6-lock bowls, my understanding, and that's pretty rare.
Gabe, you're down there in Mississippi. You're down there, and I mean, you're in cotton country. You're from cotton country. Is $50 really that much of a restrictive budget?
Well, I mean, so we looked at it. We're going over it anyway. Usually start at pinhead, or before then, we're actually trying to slow the cotton down with mepiquat. So we're making those applications. So we didn't really factor that in. I don't think $50 probably a pretty good spend. I think we could probably do, like Kevin said, we could probably do some different things, less money. We just need to look at it. So it was kind of fun to have a $50 budget, but at the same time, we're going to be happy to see what we get.
The point is $50 that much restrictive? That's not. I mean, we're not. It's not like. This is a pretty good number. So,
Yeah.
you don't think that at $50 we're like really starving anybody out here?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay. All right, Mr. Miles. 3.5 bales, 500 pounds. I'm learning all this. Cotton's a little bit of a squeeze right now on whether it's going to be profitable. Do you think that at $50 on the foliar, you're cutting back somewhere else, you can actually make this a profitable crop this year?
It's sad to say this at 3.5 bales. So 3.5 bales is a really high goal, right? So, and
normal average for you is a little less than 3.
Yeah, but that's where I was going to go with this. So with these new varieties we're getting now, 1,500 pounds used to be our goal. That would be like 100 bushel beans in our area, and that's different everywhere else. We're out there in Arizona where you stay in the summer. Five bales is a normal crop, but here in the Delta, 3 bales is a big deal. As these varieties are starting to get better, 3 bales is getting more to be just like almost a grower standard practice. So that's a good thing for us. Sad part is 3.5 bales might break us even. It's not going to do a whole lot. To the $50 an acre spend, we're going to spend that. Cotton is one of the few things that you better be on top of all the time. To Kevin's point, and he don't know this because he don't grow cotton. We're going to go over that cotton 5 to 6 times mandatory, no matter what. So you could actually split that up 5 times and still piggyback it with whatever plant bug. It's all about the plant bugs and the number of plant bugs we got. If we get a year where we have 3 to 4 plant bug sprays, we've rung the bell on expenses. So the timing, that's why we went with the 4 application timing. We could have went 6. If we'd have had $80 to spend, we'd have probably broken it up into 6 different applications because we've got that many times we've got to go over it. That really sucks, but insect control, you don't have a whole lot of choice. You got to do it either way.
Yeah, so you said a long time ago that cotton's a plant that looks to die every day, and so it was a statement your old man made, and the point is you're going over a lot. So it seems to me that $50 in fertility, as much as you're going over cotton anyhow, this doesn't seem like it's restrictive by any means. So I guess what is going to hold you back? Like when you look around all these plots, what do you think is going to keep you from hitting 3.5 bales?
If we don't hit 3.5 bales, it'd probably be potassium. I mean, to be honest with you, you notice we all have potassium, but where I've made my biggest mistakes is in the potassium game. Is not having enough. Cotton will show you if you run out of potassium. Cotton's the plant that will show you that you've been weak on potassium. I've seen it, in last year detrimentally where I used litter and said, okay, I'm putting out 2 tons of litter. That's going to be 120 units of potassium. It's a bad year. We need to cut back on cost. I'm going to just go with that and a couple of foliars. And in the low CEC soils, it told on itself bigly.
By the way, on these plots, soil matters. You've got sand that has nothing to it, and you've got, what do you call it, gumbo. So did you divulge to your competitors the type of soil this cotton plot was going into? Because I would think that would make a difference on how you treat it. Yeah,
they knew that. I mean, traditionally you don't put cotton on the gumbo. I mean, there is out there, but not very, very small percentage of acres.
Stephanie, did Gabe give you any sort of regional knowledge, or did he just think it'd be kind of cool to see a Michigan girl twist in the wind on failing with cotton?
Yeah, they, I was teamed with Kelly. So again, you have two northern guys trying to do it.
Northwest Iowa and a central Michigan farmer come to the Delta and decide they're going to advise on cotton.
Yeah, we didn't get any help, but I think we came up with a pretty good program, so I don't think we're going to be hurting too bad.
What do you expect to see, Matt? What do you expect what are your thoughts on this? What's the takeaway?
Well, the takeaway for me would be, taking these products in different ways that we're using them and seeing, what that compares to what we normally do. Just like our corn last year, it was the same scenario. What I thought should work in my backyard, Stephanie proved me wrong on ROI. I don't remember if you were yield. I know you were.
No, I was not top yield. I think Galen beat me by a bushel or two.
And they were all within 3 or 4 or 5 bushels of each other. So none of us got just smoked down. But the different programs and how they work and where you can reduce money, ROI is way more important than yield. They follow each other together most of the time, but that's what we're trying to get through right now is the ROI. So, of course, we all spent the same amount of money this year within just pennies of each other. So that's kind of cool, too, to see if everybody spends the same amount of money. There was a product line available. How do you mix that up? Which ones do you use? What timing do you use them? So it's going to be pretty neat to see. I think we're going to have a good cotton crop this year based on the weather that the cotton had. The extreme heat doesn't affect the cotton as bad as it does the other. Cotton's an arid plant. So, that helps out.
Got it. All right. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about what we're doing out here. We're doing some pretty cool stuff with the Economic Fertility Challenge with our partners at AgroLiquid. We're doing it on corn, soybeans, wheat, cotton. And the main thing here is taking lessons, creating new ideas and bringing lessons to you to help you farm better. We are in a depressed economic environment and commodity production. So you need every angle you can get. And we can help you do that. That's why we're talking about setting dollar amount limits and going out here and maximizing the return on the investment to get the biggest yield you can with the minimal amount of investment. So learn more, go to XtremeAg.farm. Check out the hundreds of videos guys like Kevin and Matt put out on their farms. Also at past episodes of Cutting the Curve. You can also check out our webinars. You can become a member for just $750 a year. That's right. You get all kinds of cool benefits by being a member, like year-end data, and also special offers from our business partners and a direct link to the guys from XtremeAg. You know what? We appreciate you being here. Till next time, that's Stephanie Zelinko and Gabe Saxon with our friends at AgroLiquid. If you'll learn more about their lineup of products, go to
agroliquid.com.
Got it. Till next time, thanks for being here. It's Cutting the Curve.
That's a wrap for this episode of Cutting the Curve. Make sure to check out XtremeAg.farm for more great content to help you squeeze more profit out of your farming operation.